Hello, everyone. We are very, very happy to be participating in another English UK event. We would like to thank English UK for their cooperation all over these few years. We understand that this has been a very, very difficult year for all the language schools in the UK, and we, as People Cert, we are very happy to support the schools and English UK in any way we deem appropriate, and we are very open for suggestions from your side as well. We're going to have this small presentation. Myself, I'm Marius Molfetas. I'm the Executive Director for Language Cert, together with Janet Golding. Janet is one of our academic consultants. Janet, would you like to say hi to everyone as well?
Hi, everybody.
So I'm going to start with my first bit, talking a bit about PeopleCert and Language Cert, bringing things into some perspective, sharing some of the latest developments, and then I'm going to hand over to Janet, who's going to go to the most interesting part of this presentation. Can we go to the next slide, Janet, please?
Yes.
So we as Language Cert, we're part of the PeopleCert group. For those of you that do not know us as PeopleCert, PeopleCert is one of the global leaders in the certification industry around the world. It has delivered almost 6 million exams to date. It does web and computer-based exams in 25 languages. That does not mean language exams in 25 languages, although we're working on it, but we do a lot of our exams in many, many other languages as well. We have an extensive network of test centers and exam locations through our partners internationally. These are more than 10,000 to date, and we literally deliver exams in every part of the world every year. So over the past 2 or 3 years, we do exams in 221 countries, including territories. So this includes majority of the UN recognized countries, but a lot of other type of territories as well. And we've also been doing for many, many years, and we'll speak about this in more detail, a lot of online exams that are invigilated by our own online invigilators, literally any time, any place, 24/7. We work with a team of our own employees. We have a internal team of more than 500 people, but also with a very, very big team of external associates, which include roles that you are very familiar, which are item writers, invigilators, markers, etc. Language Cert itself is our UK member of the. It's a UK member of the group. It's the actual awarding body dedicated in the language skills assessment and certification. It's recognized, regulated by Ofqual and Qualification Wales, as well as several state authorities and institutions internationally. We develop our own language qualifications, but also we partner with many other organizations to deliver high quality language assessment solutions and certifications. And I'm going to speak to you about this in more detail in the next slide. We are one of the global providers of the CELT examinations. And what we try to do is we try to blend our what we call a state-of-the-art technology, innovative and flexible examination systems with excellent customer service, aiming to support excellent service to our partners, to our test centers, to teachers internationally. In terms of languages, next slide please, Janet. In terms of languages, we have our suite of English language qualifications. These are our international ESOL CELT exams, which are used for visa and immigration purposes in the UK, and we're building up on this solution as well. We have a standard international ESOL service, which are general service certifications. These two exams are essentially the same product, the same test, but the conditions of examination change depending on the receiving organization. We have our language test of English, which is a multi-level test, measuring from A1 till C2, and we also have a young learner suite for young learner candidates. We have a Spanish qualification in cooperation with the University of Salamanca. University of Salamanca is one of the most reputable, if not the most reputable, Spanish language teaching center internationally, and we take a lot of pride working with them. Equally, we have a Turkish language qualification, again in partnership with the University of Ankara, the TOMER, the Turkish language teaching department of the University of Ankara, for language TOMER, Türkiye examinations. In terms of recognition, our exams are recognized, as I said, and regulated by our two regulators, Ofqual and Qualification Wales. They're recognized in universities in 60 countries. This includes 60% of the UK universities and many other universities. The list is growing a lot. We have a big dedicated team building up the recognition, so please visit our website to check the most up-to-date information on the universities. But also our exams are recognized by government agencies across several countries, the Czech Republic, Greece, Hungary, Italy, New Zealand, Romania, Spain, Thailand, and others. And these recognitions vary. As many of you are aware, these recognitions mean a language test that is used for admissions of public employees in certain countries. It can be used as an exit test in universities, as an exit test in high schools, as a prerequisite for English language teachers. So this is quite country specific as well. So to try and summing it up before I ask Janet to pick up, the last year has been a very exciting year for us. Most importantly, we've launched and rolled out our Language Itself examination. Right now, we have a totally global delivery. We are one of the 3 providers that do Language Itself tests internationally, both in the rest of the world and in the UK. We have 170 centers, 180 centers across 115 countries, give or take. Obviously, the year with the pandemic has a lot of openings and closures of centers, but this has been a very important angle of our development. We've launched our Take Two service initiative this year. Take Two is one of the unique services that are offered by PeopleCert, by LanguageCert, where the candidates, the schools have the opportunity to pre-purchase a possible receipt of the candidate, obviously giving a bit of peace of mind to the candidates themselves. We've introduced a lot of new partner schemes, so schemes that were applicable and that were needed this year because of the way that the market was evolved. So these are registration and examination partners for the CELT exams, for the online delivery exams, for partners that this year did not want to go through a full test center activation process, but wanted to, at the same time, be able to use features of our exams. We've worked very hard to expand our portfolio. We've won a lot of tenders this year, most notably for the French Ministry of Education, for our LTE suite, for French university students. We had won the Comunidad of Madrid tender, but we've built a lot our collaboration with government and ministry agencies internationally. We launched this year our LTE suite, starting from the listening, reading, and then the writing exam. We've worked a lot with Janet and the rest of the academic team to further expand our academic webinar program and being available for you and to create support. We've done one of the new type of events that we'd like to do, a dedicated teacher event that we did a month ago in February, which has received excellent feedback, and these are things that we want to do much more. And obviously, one of the most important things that happened this year is that we experienced a very big increase of the use of our online exams. These exams have always been part of our portfolio. We've launched them 1.5 years in languages, but we as PeopleCert have been doing online proctored exams with our own technological solution over the past 7-8 years. And these exams, as Janet is going to give you more details, are live exams with a live, real, remote invigilator and examiner. Janet, would you like to take over now?
Thanks, Marius. So what are our latest online assessment solutions for you and your learners? You may be familiar already with our international ESOL suite. Possibly some of your learners have taken the exams before they've come over to your school, maybe in a centre doing a paper-based version, or maybe you are working at a language test centre and you know our exams from that. But basically, those exams are suitable for all types of candidate. They're general English exams and they can be used for all sorts of purposes, educational professional. And as Marius mentioned earlier, they do have a lot of recognition across global universities, other educational institutions, and particularly in the UK as well. So do have a look at our website for latest lists of unis that recognise the IESOL exam. The way that we're going to talk about them being offered here today, though, is that they're online delivery. And I'm going to talk about that in a bit more detail, but basically it is the same exam as the paper-based one, but with lots of different options being based in, if a candidate's taking it at home or in an office or elsewhere. And then the other suite, we're delighted, actually, this is something that's newly available in our English language portfolio called LTE. Marius has briefly mentioned this exam earlier. And this one it's a multi-level test which focuses on communicative skills, but based on real life workplace context. So it can be used by learners for entering the workplace, maybe they're moving job, for career opportunities. It can also, on the other hand, be used by employers or universities as a measure of English language competency for admission or for recruitment, and so it has a wide range of purposes. And as you can see from this slide, it covers A1 to C2. So what is it that's exciting and we would say very accessible about the online versions of these two tests, the IESOL and the LTE? Why would they be an attractive option for your learners? Well, both of them are being offered in this new way where the exam is delivered online with remote live invigilation. If you're looking at the IESOL exam, candidates can be below 16 actually, if they get guardian parental consent to take the exam. But generally speaking, widely available for candidates across the world. And with what's going on with the current situation with coronavirus, but generally speaking also to encourage a fair accessibility to taking English language exams. Candidates then can now take the exam from the comfort of their own home in particular, and for example can avoid travel costs, extra time incurred. It could be that there's an urgent reason why they need to take the exam and can't wait, let's say, for a fixed date that you might set up in your test centre. And you probably heard about our innovative technology and secure software before, but basically it's easy for the candidate to set up at home and is compatible with both Windows and Mac. But there are lots of different features to it to ensure reliability and security. It has a monitoring aspect to it, so it can identify notable behaviors, it can analyze voice detection and background noises. There are navigation prevention features like preventing right click being used. There's also infringement prevention features, for example, terminating blacklisted applications. There's lots of different features to it, so you can feel assured yourself as well as the candidate and universities and employers that it's a secure way of the candidate taking the exam, as well as being extremely accessible to the candidate. Within the way it works on exam day, let's say, a candidate is supported by an invigilator and they are in real time themselves. They monitor and guide candidates, whether it's the IESOL written exams or the LTE tests. And then if a candidate is doing one of our standalone IESOL speaking exams, the setup is that the interlocutor, which in another setting could be face-to-face, could be the teacher from the school. In this setting, the interlocutor is still live, a real live person, helping you throughout the exam, still trained by us, offering guidance throughout, but obviously a different experience, but just as friendly, just as accessible as it would be face to face. So we hope it all adds up to a less stressful experience for a candidate, and they have got the optimum opportunity to do their best in the exam and get the result that they want, that they need. Okay, so what sort of things do need to happen? What sort of things does a candidate need to have to take the exam online? Well, they need a quiet room, as you would imagine. They need a reliable internet connection. They need to have a computer or laptop with a camera and a mic and headset, and off they go. And just in case you're not fully familiar with the format of these exams, you may know IESOL already, you may not, but just here you can see some examples of the detail of the format. So as I mentioned earlier, the International ESOL, it's the same exam whether you take it paper-based, computer-based, or online. So if you look here, for online bookings, it needs to be A2 to C2. But if you look here, the timings are exactly the same as if you took it paper-based or computer-based. You start with a listening section of 20 or 30 minutes and as a candidate, and then they move on to reading and writing with variant timings, as you can see here. And then it's a little bit more different, as we said, for the spoken exam. So you've still got that friendly interlocutor. They're live, but remote in this capacity, but you still have the same 4 parts of the exam, as you may be familiar with already. And the timings, as you see here, are the same as they would be if you took the exam as a face-to-face or as a face-to-face as well. And then with the LTE exam, excuse me, you have a computer-based adaptive test, and then the online version, the online delivery, is the same content. So if you look here, you've got this duration and items, whether it's computer-based or online way of taking it. And we test listening and reading with multiple choice tasks. Okay, and then just a little word on the results. Again, when you see here, we've got an example here of an LTE statement of results and certificate and a digital badge. But the basic premise is the scoring is the same. So if a candidate takes the LTE, they will get a score out of 100. If they take the IESOL exam, the written and or the spoken, which, as I mentioned, are 2 standalone qualifications, they will get a pass or high pass, or possibly they don't pass, so they'll get one of those 3 options. And then the certificate, which is sent in e-format to everybody, but if they wish to have a hard copy, that can also be arranged. And if they want, they can use digital badges to show how proud they are to have achieved these qualifications. Okay, so we hope you can see from either of these exam online delivery models that they could be a good fit for your learners, and also for yourselves with supporting your learners in preparation, for example, or reassuring them of how accessible these exams are to take in an online way. And test takers will really see the benefit from this system, this process that goes from booking the exam to sitting it to receiving results. It's a fast, easily accessible way of doing the exam. It can fit into their schedule. If they have busy lives, if they have a specific requirement to take an exam, they haven't got time to go to a test centre in a non-coronavirus scenario as well. So it's a very flexible way for them to take their test. The booking can be 4 hours for LTE in this manner, or up to 24 hours for IESOL. So it's a very quick way to book as well. And as we said earlier, it's the same exam as the one that you would take in a paper-based version. It's still highly communicative, testing real life skills based on the Common European Framework requirements, skills, knowledge and understanding. And if you're familiar with us already, you'll know that you don't need to do lots of very specific exam preparation. Materials that relate and connect to the Common European Framework are absolutely suitable. It may be the candidate just needs to do a little bit on the familiarisation of the content and the test itself. Obviously, if they're used to different exams, it may be a little bit different in the way it looks, but the actual things we're testing are very similar to what other international exams would be doing. And in any case, we're always here to offer lots of support to teachers and to candidates. So there's lots of material available on our website, whether it's for teachers or candidates. Centres always have access to what we call a partners area with additional material as well. We've got practice papers and handbooks, tips, FAQs. We also have a wonderful academic webinar program, which is run by one of my colleagues for teachers, and that's available throughout the year. So there's a lot of access there to support both for the teacher and the candidate. So if we've whetted your appetite, you can find out more, if you like, from our social media platforms, our Facebook page, our LinkedIn site, or you can go to our own YouTube channel and you can see what our exams are all about. Okay, everybody. We'd like to thank you for listening to us today. And if you're interested to know more, please do have a look at our website that you can see here. We also have a dedicated academic support team, including myself and other colleagues, and you can contact us anytime at this email address. The other email address gets you through to our friendly customer service team that are available 24/7, 365. So please do get in touch to find out more about this perfect fit for your candidates. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you in one of the face-to-face proper English UK events soon enough, and hope you're all healthy.
Thanks. Bye.